Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, Elgin celebrates Juneteenth on June 19th, the 2-hour parade through the city, which includes all 54 flags of Africa. We will hear from Marcus Banner and Tish Powell about this event. The 43rd annual Elgin Valley Foxtrot ran in a different way this year. As we check in with Tim Williams, he tells us about the trot. We also hear from Ed Bates of the Lions Club. The Elgin Farmers Market, put on by the Downtown Neighborhood Association, got off to a great start in June, as we hear from the market director, Christina Gonzales. Adele Larson, marketing director of Senior Services, and Michael Montgomery of Food for Greater Elgin tell us about their food box deliveries to Elgin citizens in July. Mayor David Captain's segment includes guest Ken Buckman, president and CEO of Rainy Solar. He, along with his wife and company, helped create Illinois' first ABP community solar project. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. It was an amazing day on June 19th for Elgin's celebration of Juneteenth, with a 2-hour parade through the city. We first hear from one of the organizers of the event. All right, Marcus Banner, tell me about what this night meant to you.
Man, it was live. I was very proud of all of the young people who came out, and the most inspirational thing was as we were driving through those neighborhoods and in those forgotten communities, and they realized that they were the ones being celebrated, and their facial expressions were priceless. So this was all about the community and the people, and I mean, I'm nothing. I'm nobody without the people and the people that stand behind me.
And you went in every nook and cranny of the community you went into tonight.
We did. I thought it was important to hit as many of the low-income minority communities or those forgotten communities. I thought it was important to hit as many as possible, and we did that.
We appreciate all your great work, of course, at the One Fitness Center. But this night meant a lot to you, didn't it?
It did, and it meant a lot to me to see all the people come out.
All right, incredible. It's been the Juneteenth Parade. Tish Powell with us here. You were live on Facebook and showing us the whole thing.
Absolutely. This was great. Could not have anticipated the turnout that we had today. It was incredible. Really appreciate everyone's support. Shout out to the Elgin Police Department for providing us with assistance and keeping us safe with our parade route, and all the great people we saw all throughout Elgin along the parade route. Got a lot of love.
We're at the start-finish line, Tyler Creek Plaza, right outside the One Fitness Center. This was exciting, as you mentioned, and Elgin has a lot of Juneteenth history, don't we?
Absolutely. And for those that don't understand what Juneteenth is, Juneteenth refers to June 19th of 1865, which is 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Lincoln. It didn't actually free all of the slaves in the United States. There were still some holdouts in Texas. And so they actually had to send in federal troops into Texas to free the slaves in Texas. And that was known as Juneteenth, when the rest of the slaves in the Americas were freed in June of 1865. So hence the celebration of Juneteenth, of the official end of slavery in the United States.
And unable to make it a regular celebration with the pandemic year, we came up with the car parade, the flag parade, and it was wonderful. Congratulations. It was the longest parade in Elgin and the most exotic parade in Elgin history.
It was awesome. We had every flag, all 50 plus flags representing all 50 plus countries of Africa. And we decided, since many of us were brought here against our will as slaves, and we don't know exactly what country we came from, we decided we're going to celebrate and pay homage to all of the African nations. And that's hence where the flag parade came from. It was something we were planning to do as part of our Juneteenth celebration that got canceled for this year due to COVID. But we are definitely looking forward to having a big celebration in Festival Park next year.
This event took place on June 19th. Congratulations, my dear. Wonderful work.
Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Shout out to the One organization. Shout out to the African American Coalition of Kane County, the Elgin Cultural Arts Commission. These were all co-sponsors in making this event possible. So thanks to everyone involved and the great people of Elgin for participating.
And a shout out to Tish Powell as well, as she was involved with that. City Council member, that's it. We appreciate you being aboard. Thanks.
Thank you. Be safe.
We're talking with Tim Williams. Tim Williams, May 31 for the Elgin Valley Foxtrot, the 43rd annual one. even in this year, went well, did it not, sir?
It sure did. Thanks a lot for having us out again, Jeff, to talk about the Elgin Valley Foxtrot. It did happen. The event went on, the 43rd annual, right at this spot here was the beginning of the 10 mile and the 5K. The race actually was a 2-week period starting May 31st, but a bunch of us came out here as tradition, sort of an unannounced. We had about 30 people show up practicing social distancing. We even had a little bit of pomp and circumstance where we did the national anthem, and we ran the course. We ran the actual Foxtrot course, and it was a wonderful day. The weather was perfect. We would have loved to have had over 1,000, but in fact we ended up with over 300 people, not that day, but to register for the race. So the streaks continue. Like Ed Hansen, an Elgin firefighter, his 25th consecutive Elgin Valley Foxtrot.
That's
so
wonderful.
He'll be back next year for the 44th on June 13th, where we're going to have the 44th Valley Foxtrot right here in this spot. So, you know, we're going to have registration open a lot earlier, and people can go online and they can register their time from this year, and even they can take their finisher medal, which everybody got a finisher medal, and they can go to Anderson's Trophy and have that engraved with their finish time and their initials.
Great.
So the Foxtrot came off, obviously not what we wanted it to be. We were hoping to keep the tradition of the big event going, but we made it a special day for those who wanted to continue the tradition.
Well, in this world of virtual, 30 plus folks for that day was wonderful, was it not?
It was, we made it feel like a real race, even though it was really a small group. We had, as I said, the national anthem went off. We thanked our sponsors, which included New York Life and Ophthalmology Associates, and also our beneficiaries, and our main group that helped pull this off was the Elgin Lions Club with Ed Bates and his group, and so we still were able to give back to the community and give back to nonprofits. So our sponsors provided us with money to do that, and of course the city of Elgin supportive all the way through. So next year we're going to make it bigger and better and keep the tradition going, and we're just happy to say that the Foxtrot continued even during the pandemic.
Oh, that's wonderful. We love your historic markage here right outside the library. 5K, that's where it started in this very historic run this year.
Yes, yeah, right here. We started here right in front of the library, ended at the library, and that's where we're going to do it next year. So we're going to make this a big party next year, and we want to see the city of Elgin come out back in force next year to support it.
On the busy streets you are right here, remind us, the folks that did the virtual aspect of it, they loved that as well, didn't they?
Well, sure, yeah, because we had the aspect of running on the north side of Elgin through the historic district, and we finished on the Fox Valley path. So we're running along the river. So it truly was a foxtrot as we crossed the river, went over by Judson High School, and next year we're going to continue on with that same process.
And also, you mentioned everybody responded well. They enjoyed it very much, didn't they?
Sure, yeah, because obviously things shut down and people were looking for things to do. So people came out and they said, you know what, we're not going to let this keep us down. We're going to be careful. We're going to practice, safe practices, but we're going to be out here doing it.
Well, congratulations, Tim Williams. Since you ran the race right here, it's the busiest spot in Elgin, I think, right now. Everybody's passing by to see you once again. So we'll look forward to June 13th. Is that next year?
June 13th, 2021, yes.
You've got the emblem already?
We do. It's going to be a derivative of this, but it's going to have a 4 in it. We're going to spice it up a little bit, but it's going to be the Elgin Valley Foxtrot number 4.
Wonderful. Did we leave anything out? Any information we need to know?
Nothing other than thanks for everyone for participating, and we're looking forward to seeing you back next year. The tradition continued and will continue.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
We're going to talk with Ed Bates because the Lions Club's so much involved.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Ed Bates from the Elgin Lions Club. I'm also the president of the Elgin Lions Club Foundation. And I wanted to add something that Tim had talked about, is that this event was a real lifeline to the Elgin Lions Club and the foundation. Many of our other events that we usually would have were canceled because of COVID-19. So with this event and with sponsors such as New York Life, Elgin Sweeper, Ophthalmology Associates, we were able to still generate funds that will be used to help school children in Elgin receive eyeglasses. So I can't say enough about how important this event was to the Elgin Lions Club and its foundation. Thank you.
Hi, this is Adele Larson, Director of Marketing at Senior Services Associates. I'm here with Michael Montgomery at the Food for Greater Elgin. We're here to talk about all the great programs that we're doing in partnership with Food for Greater Elgin, but I'm going to first let Michael introduce himself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the interim executive director. I've been here starting in January, and I will be here until probably next June. We'll see. We're working through the coronavirus situation, trying to be as helpful to people as we possibly can. And that includes twice a month deliveries of food to people referred to us by senior services associates. They have the list in the organization, and then we provide the food, and last time we fed 150 families through Senior Services Associates. And we're looking forward to July to do this again.
And we're so excited. I'm glad you mentioned that. We've actually been doing this with Food for Greater Elgin since March, right, Michael? Mm-hmm. And so we're very excited to be doing again in July. As he mentioned, mark your calendars, July the 10th and July the 24th. Both of those are Fridays,
yes.
right? And what we'll do is it's a no contact delivery. Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Well, you'll get boxes, and the boxes will be delivered to your doorstep.
Yes.
So someone will ring the doorbell, and then they will leave.
Yes.
So you don't shake hands, you don't invite them in.
Yes.
And you just get the food.
That's right. Absolutely. And then the staff here and the volunteers here literally just put all of the food into the trunk of the person who's volunteering, and then they're no contact as well. So we're doing our best to kind of keep that, COVID-19 at bay. So
as safe as possible for
absolutely.
Everyone concerned.
Absolutely. So we're very excited to do the July 10th, July 24th. One thing to keep really close in mind is you have to call Senior Services. Whether or not you've gotten a food box from us before or not, you have to register each time. So give a call to Senior Services, call Peggy. She'll be able to get you registered, up to 150 for each delivery. So in July, we can feed up to 300, right?
We can, 300
for that
yes.
program.
We can feed as many people as we have volunteers to deliver the food
right.
to people.
Right.
So if we get more volunteers, we can feed more people.
That's fantastic. And then Senior Services to call the Elgin office, 847-741-0404. Again, ask for Peggy.
We are delighted to be here at the Elgin Farmers Market. Christina Gonzales is with us. The early weeks have been great for the farmers market this year, haven't they?
Oh, it's so good to be back in farmers market season. I have been missing it. The community has definitely been missing it. The vendors I know have been missing it, and we're happy to be back and rolling. And our first week was beautiful.
Great. And we're now a new location this year.
If you can't tell, we're on Spring Street this year. So we made the move over from Grove to just give our vendors a little extra space between each other, give our customers a little extra space to move around. We love Spring Street. We will always love Grove, but this was what was best for the health and safety of everyone.
Early reports, everybody's been fun to get outside, haven't they?
After months and months of being inside, except for those great essential workers, I'm sure everyone is happy to take a little break at the market, 3 to 7, right before the weekend starts, right after work. So bring the family, still wear your mask, come on down. We're still open, we're still here.
Friday, of course, we're here Fridays from 3 to 7 is what we're doing, and it's a wonderful time to do that. You're probably in the second grade, but this is the 20th annual one, isn't it?
I was 7, so probably that's second grade, I think so. But yes, we're celebrating 20 strong years of the market. We're happy to do it in this community, and we're just going to keep growing. Each week we're going to keep growing. We're going to bring in more vendors. We're going to bring in back some of our essential vendors, which I'm very excited as restrictions lift. We're going to be able to bring back some of our jewelers, our crafters.
Wonderful.
But we're enjoying our time with the farmers right now.
We enjoyed bread, we enjoyed soups, we enjoyed peaches. You got everything here, don't you?
Yes, this year we've got a very strong group of vendors. We've got mushrooms, we've got soup, we have a bread vendor this year, we have microgreens.
The bee lady's here.
Yes, honey, fresh honey, and plenty of baked goods, vegan, gluten-free. So we have something for everyone.
In these different times, you do have some rules and regulations that vary a little bit, do you not?
Yes, so us, along with many other markets in the area, have created some rules and guidelines to live by. You can see I'm fiddling with it. Rule number 1 is your mask. So first and foremost, masks on. Just like this, cover your nose when you come on, mask on when you come in. We are recommending letting the vendors touch everything, let them handle their products, let them pick up their produce. Obviously you can see there's still some dogs here. We are recommending leave your dog at home, give a little social space to your neighbor. But otherwise, hand sanitizer is available at every entrance.
Wonderful.
And
you prefer to pay by card or exact change, don't you?
yes. So if the vendors would like, you can pay with exact change round up, so you don't have to give back money. Every vendor just about takes a card. And we're still offering, you know, plenty of ways to pay. There's plenty of foods. We'll make sure you go home with something.
You're of course, right here through October, early October. Is that right?
Yes, October 2nd. So we're here for another 16 weeks.
We are delighted that you've been able to take this and bring us back to almost the real world. Congratulations.
Thank you. We hope everyone comes out and enjoys Farmer Market Fridays.
Right here on Spring Street it is. You have so much room here this year.
Yes, look at all this at 6 feet of distance. You know, we were going to put pool noodles on people, but as everyone's respecting the rules.
All right, well, congratulations. You and Jennifer Pacall have done a wonderful job with this.
Thank you.
The early response has been tremendous. Congratulations.
Thank you. Loved it.
And hello once again, everybody. Welcome to our edition here for the month of July with Mayor David Captain. Mayor, we're inside.
We are, Jeff. Good morning. We're in City Hall, and it's good to be back. You know, we've had kind of a slowdown here, and we'll be talking about that towards the end of the session today, or the show today, about the Phase 4 openings. And with us today is Ken Bucky Buckman. Look, I hung up in my mask there.
It's a mask foul.
I know it. And he's the president, and he and his wife are the president and CEOs of Rainy Solar. And they put on a solar roof in the city of Elgin at 1111 Davis Road. 130,000 square feet, if I'm correct. Pretty close.
Close.
Yep. And
Close.
3,700 solar panels.
Yeah.
One of the biggest in the area. And they... he came to see me, but it's been about 3 years ago.
3 years,
when he first came up with the concept.
2017.
And going out looking at grant funds and how to do this project, and it took him some time to get started. And it wasn't a smooth road, I know.
Oh,
but
no.
Tell us how it went for you, Bucky, and how to work out. How's it working out for you now?
Yeah. Well, first off, Mayor Captain, thanks for having me on the show today. And you know, I'm a resident of Elgin. Yep. I think you know, since 2006. So, you know, it was great first off to be able to do something in my own community. But in short, I didn't do this to work in the green community, or you know, it wasn't primarily motivated by clean energy or any of that. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an investor, and I'm ADHD, which is like the trifecta for doing really dumb stuff that sometimes works out well.
Okay.
And in this case, I learned about solar from an investment and entrepreneur standpoint in 2017 when I came to see you originally because of a new set of laws that were being passed in Illinois. And you know, that's where I should have just quit there. When you base a business plan on government, and in this case the state of Illinois, things tend to be a little bit rough, as you alluded to before. But I went for it. And it's a series of federal tax credits, rebates from Commonwealth Edison, and state renewable energy credits. SRECs is what they're called. And in theory, when I was presented with the three combined together, it made really sound investment. It was a really sound investment, enough that I wanted to jump into it. But I needed a rooftop, so I had to buy a building. So not only did I did the solar project on a 120,000 square foot building, but I needed to buy the building to do the solar experiment. So, you know, I went double in. Again, this is where the ADHD is a problem. Imagine what my wife feels about how I do business. But that's when I came to you, and your office has a really strong solar initiative here in Elgin. And the permitting process is pretty arduous in any city. Right. But Elgin was already well ahead of the game. You had a process in place and eagerly embraced me day one. And we went through the whole process in about 3 months, which should have taken 6 to 12 months. Mm-hmm. What happened at the end is not only are we one of the largest in the state currently operating, but because we went through the painful process of, it's called FEJA, the set of laws, Future Energy Jobs Act. It's designed to get a lot more solar and a lot more rooftops and fields, a lot more renewable energy out there. And it's a fantastic jobs program because the amount of labor that is needed to install these panels, and it's well-paid labor, it really can be a boon for the entire state. So that was the real impetus behind it. But because we were dumb enough, smart enough, depending on which side you want to now look back and say, we were dumb enough to build the thing first. We sunk millions of dollars into the panels, millions of dollars into the building, built the whole thing, and the laws that they were passed in June of 2018. All right, but it took all the way till November, December of 2019 for the laws actually to get figured out how to make them work and how to make all these rebates work. But because we were dumb enough, smart enough to build this thing ahead of time, and all the really big energy companies out there, they didn't build first, they just applied. I should have followed them because they knew what they were doing. Yeah. We built it first, but when the laws finally passed, I was first in line, and there literally was about 850 companies that applied for these SRECs, and unfortunately only 17% got it. Thank goodness I was one of them. I probably should have played the lottery that day because it was a lottery. And what ended up happening, the net effect of this, so we can keep the conversation going, is this building in Elgin was the very first community solar for all commercial project in the state of Illinois. 1.3 megawatts, powers about 1,000 homes, the equivalent, over a million pounds of coal saved per year, about 2.5 million miles driven by a car saved per year on one roof. But what's unique about this is the power is being created on my roof, sent through ComEd, and Elgin and 8 other municipalities in Chicagoland are buying all the power. And it's 100% subscribed. Every bit of power created there is going to your city buildings and 8 other municipality buildings at a discount of regular power, and will be for the next, we have a 20-year contract.
So it's paid off for you, pays off for the city of Elgin. And talk real quickly, we go from the big to the small, and my home has solar panels. 1,800 square foot home, very similar type of situation. We put it in and we researched it. We had the solar roof put on. They have 15 panels, and we generate enough to, we can't run the house on it, obviously, but we sell back to ComEd, and our electric bill typically in July or August is about $12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen his house? Have you seen his house?
And
He showed me a picture,
credits.
yep.
We get credits from ComEd. We sell SRECs back. We get a couple $100 every quarter back from that. When we did it, we received a grant from, tax credits from the state. Got tax credit from the feds on my income tax. And the payback, when they told us, I'll give you just a number for us, a little smaller than yours. Ours cost $19,000. And the payback, they said, would be 7 years. And their calculations have been spot on. We got about, probably $8,000 of it back in credits, so almost half in credits. And the rest we're going to get back in savings and SRECs over the time of this, the use of this. So I think we're going to be very close to being a 7-year payback on this.
That's fantastic.
And everyone could do that in the city of Elgin.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a shoe that there's not one shoe fits everybody, but there's designs. And I just tell people, go out and they look at your house. They have to look at the way the sun hits the house. Same thing with the roof.
Yep.
It's got to be open. They do a calculation now, and they can use drones or they can use satellite and do an estimate and tell you how. So this has gotten to be a science.
Yep.
And I think over time, if the government can still offer subsidies with this and they can make it an easy process, I think this could be a thing for the future.
Wonderful.
One thing people always ask us, why doesn't the city have solar on a roof? Well, we're not eligible for any of those programs. So ours is all cash, and our payback would be on electric savings. And one thing to make clear, and I believe you do not store electricity, just like Dave Captain's house does not.
We do not.
We feed right back into ComEd.
Right into the grid.
Yep.
Right
We
into
got
the grid.
a separate meter. It goes back. Once you start looking at putting batteries in, you got a whole different animal going on.
And here's the good and bad of everything that's going on here right now. If you got in a drone or a helicopter and flew around just Elgin, around the industrial parks, you would see how much rooftop is available right now. And the good part is there's roofs everywhere,
Yep.
that it's relatively inexpensive. Solar is crashing in prices. Just from when I put it on 3 years ago, it's about 40% cheaper already and about 30% more efficient already. So solar is truly going to be affordable, even for investors to get a return without huge subsidies soon, but not yet.
Yep.
And the bad that's going on right now is the program is woefully underfunded.
Right.
They had more than enough people that wanted to do thousands of kilowatts, but they couldn't do them because it's not funded, and without the SRACs, you simply can't financially, as an investor, make the numbers work.
We're almost out of time. We're down
Okay.
to 1 minute.
Okay.
Now, you have a location on Davis Road, do you not, sir?
Yes, that's the building, 1111
That's where we're at,
Davis.
Right there, 1111. So folks
Right
wanna
on the
get-
highway.
Folks
Yeah.
want to get a hold of you, they could right there, is that
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
One of the discussions that we had at the beginning is, well, what's this going to look like? It looks like nothing because you can't see
Yeah.
You
it.
can't see it.
You
Yeah.
can't see it from the road. So
Yeah.
that was a big thing from the city. What's it,
Yeah.
you know how we are.
Yeah.
What's it going to look
We
like
know
from
how
the
you
street?
are,
You
man.
can't
I think it looks pretty good, though.
It does. It does.
Yeah, it looks wonderful.
So
Well,
this is solar. As part of our sustainability program, is looking at solar for people. So we just wanted to give them a feel of a broad range. And there's no reason to look at farmland or vacant land to put in communities.
Correct.
There are rooftops all over that. can do
Right,
it.
right. And I want to thank the city of Elgin for being so accommodating and so frankly easy to flow through the process.
Thank you. That's one
You
of
were
the
the
things
easiest
we
part of the whole
strive for.
disaster.
That's one of the things we strive
the
for.
mayor's a good green mayor, you know that.
Yes.
Well, Bucky, Bucky
yeah.
Buckman, we appreciate all your thoughts on that.
One quick thing, we just opened up for phase 4, so the city is starting to open back up. Rules and regulations, check the state's website for your particular business, but basically, we have our rec centers open. It's by schedule. You have to schedule an appointment. We have to clean everything so people, for example, they can exercise in the weight room and things like that for 90 minutes, but then they have to shut down, they clean everything and open it back up for a next group. The walking track is not open. The pool is open for some laps, things like that. The City Hall is open now for limited. You have to wear a mask. My meetings will have to be like this, separated with masks. And I want people to be sure that there may be some slight changes, there may be some modifications, but this could be our way of life for the
For a
next
while.
year here. Until we find a cure or the virus runs its course or whatever happens, we're going to be particularly careful. I always tell people my number one job is to make sure that the people in the city of Elgin are safe, and that's what's going to happen. If we don't want to open up too fast, we're seeing that kind of issues down in southern states now. We're not going to let that happen here. I want people to open up and be able to stay in business.
Wonderful to have it open again, Mayor. Congratulations on all the good work you're doing. And Ken Buckman, Bucky, can we call you that? That's your nickname.
Call me, you're friends now. We're friends, we're
Rainey's
good.
now Rainey Solar, you are. Rainey
Yes,
Solar.
correct.
All right, Mayor, anything else?
Jeff, he gets a good nickname. I get called a lot of things.
Yeah.
And, some of them aren't so good. Thanks for being with us today, Bucky. And Jeff, we'll look forward to doing the program again next month. And
Great.
congratulations to you guys on getting a new contract.
Hey! There will be more Elgin today.
Good work
you-
pays off.
You can do interviews with masks. Look, we pulled it off, guys.
I think Bucky's going to be a regular for that.
There we go.
All right, Mayor, thanks.
All right.
Mayor Schock, Ken Buckman, we appreciate that.
Mayor
Rainey-
Captain.
Mayor Captain,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Your contract just got denied.
Shocking it was. There we go. Mayor David Captain and Bucky Buckman, we appreciate that's going to be a segment.
All right.
Our mayor from City Hall. On the last day of June, we dropped by the Elgin Area Chamber at 31 South Grove and learned this.
Hi, I'm Carol Gieske with the Elgin Area Chamber. We invite you to go online to elginchamber.com and register to pick up a free lawn sign that's been designed by the City of Elgin. The program is available for you to come down, pick up a sign to say thank you to our essential workers in the community. They're very popular, so don't hesitate to give us a call at 847-741-5660 or go online to elginchamber.com to get your thank you essential worker yard sign.
You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect. by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. Elgin Today was produced for the City of Elgin by One Source Productions. I'm Jeff Myers. Thanks for watching Elgin Today.